It's nice to see you again, Westchester. It is Friday, August 22nd, 2025, and I'm Bonita with the Westchester Chronicle. Now, before we get started, we wanted to make a correction regarding our previous reports of the SEPTA service cuts. We incorrectly reported that the 9 p.m. curfew that will take place in January of next year will affect all buses, trains, and trolleys. The 9 p.m. curfew will only affect SEPTA's metro and regional rail services. You can find out more about SEPTA's service cuts by going to septa.org/service cuts. This week, Representative Melissa Shusterman, a Democrat who represents a portion of Chester County, proposed a solution to the SEPTA funding shortfall. She proposed 3 economic zones where each zone would keep its share of all collected taxes to fund its schools, medical facilities, services, law enforcement, parks and recreational areas, transportation infrastructures including roads and bridges, and other essential line items that are currently appropriated through the state. We reached out to the representative's office and they shared with us the following quote. For decades, Southeast Pennsylvania has helped pay for roads and bridges and other essential government items in rural counties, and we've been completely okay with that. But we expect to keep enough of our own revenue that we generate to pay for our own essential items, like SEPTA. That's rational and fair, and the only way to keep successfully funding the entire state. We are the driver of the economic engine of the entire state. In order for the entire state to do well, Southeast Pennsylvania must prosper. Isn't that what we all want? Putting SEPTA into a death spiral will harm the state's economy. For years, I have listened to my honorable Republican colleagues disparage Southeastern Pennsylvania, our communities, our diversity, our schools, our mass transit, and our, quote, out-of-control spending, without offering any meaningful solutions or compromise that is responsible or economically effective, end quote. SEPTA's service cuts officially begin on Sunday the 24th. At that time, 32 bus routes will be eliminated. 16 bus routes will be shortened, including Westchester's Bus Route 104. Service will be reduced on 88 bus, metro, and regional rail lines, and the special service transit options, such as the Sports Express, will be ended. On SEPTA's website, septa.org, you can find resources on how to reach out to your local representatives to share your thoughts about how the service cuts will affect you and your community. This is a continuing story, and we will keep you updated. At this month's Borough Council meetings, the Council discussed who exactly is authorized to speak during public comment at Borough meetings. The original issue was brought up by Councilman Brian McGinnis after Margie Swart came to the Borough Council to add her comments to the record regarding the events that transpired at the No Kings protest back in June.
Hi, good evening. My name is Margie Swart, and I'm a West Goshen Township resident. I consider myself a...
Hey, Madam Chair, point of order. This is for residents of the borough. This person just said she's from West Goshen, and she's not a taxpayer member of the borough, and it's for residents only.
So I would ask the question, is what you're about to say pertinent to the borough of Westchester, and we could find value from it?
Yes, I believe so. Well, and I disagree with...
I need a second, please, on the point of order.
Second, I think what we have to do is you have to be entertained to be on an agenda, ask the committee chairs.
Well, first of all, I would like to say I disagree with Mr. Flynn's assessment that I'm not a taxpayer because our West Goshen
Is
taxes...
a taxpayer of the borough of Westchester or a resident or a business owner?
Sorry, Mr. Flynn, we let her finish.
Madam Chair, we have a second on the point of order.
So with this, and let's just everyone relax, but this is again for residents of the borough owners, business owners, taxpayers. Are you a taxpayer of Westchester Borough? Do you live in Westchester Borough? Yes or no?
No, this is regarding Saturday's incident. And do you think if that man would have taken action, he would have only shot at Westchester Borough
No,
residents?
I'm not saying that.
Well, my comments are about Saturday's incident, and it's a short comment. Yeah.
I would like to let you speak.
Thank you.
I understand. What, we need to take a vote?
We have a second. On
Do we need to take a vote, Sean? Or can we just let her say she's grateful to the police officer and everything Chief Lee and his team has done over the weekend?
I'm not being critical of the police officer.
I said grateful. I said grateful.
Grateful.
No, I said you were grateful. No, I'm not. My point is, I'm trying to let you speak.
I understand that. But I think what Mr. Flynn and Mr. McInnes have to say in their objections says more about them than it does about me. I'll be the better person and take my seat.
Because she was a West Goshen resident, she was prevented from speaking during public comment. The topic came out of the Administrative Communication and Technology Committee, or ACT Committee, where they discussed how to define, quote, citizen, as laid out in our Home Rule Charter.
I am in favor of the residents and taxpayers only being able to speak at meetings. If people want to be on an agenda, they can certainly ask to be on an agenda. And I think that actually enhances their freedom of speech because that gets their topic discussed publicly at a meeting. That's where I come from when it comes to those residents in attendance regarding items not on the agenda. I think what we have seen in the last couple of months, and especially with that incident that happened, is there were conspiracy theories that out there put out by some people that somehow the police and the mayor were withholding information, purposely withholding information regarding that incident, potential terroristic incident. That was not the case. There are numerous screenshots out there. You can see that where it came from. And I think that's wrong. I think those conspiracy theories can be proven deadly in some cases. We had an incident the other day that shut down the CDC in Atlanta regarding a conspiracy theory. And so we just need to be cognizant of that. If non-residents want to be on an agenda, for example, the humane pet shop ordinance, that came through the Public Safety Committee. We enhanced that item so that people can discuss that. So I'm in favor, again, of having residents and or taxpayers speak. If non-residents do not, if they want to be on the agenda, then they should email Mr. Metrick, the heads of the committees, to be asked to have that particular issue to be discussed on the agenda. That will give that item a little bit more credence and the opportunity for more public comment. So that's where I'm at.
Despite Councilman McInnes and Councilman Flynn initially being in favor of limiting who could speak, Council voted unanimously to expand access to public comment.
I will start by saying that I'm all for anyone from the public making a comment that has business with the borough. I don't really see any reason not to. We have the tools at our disposal as the chair or whoever is the chair, if it becomes disruptive, to handle that. So I don't really see a reason not to allow public comment.
Mr. Metrick, Mr. Travis, Mr. McCoy, and Ms. Simone got an email, along myself, from the solicitor. And this is what we have received, and Kristen's here tonight. Bernie, I attached the relevant section on the Administrative Code 3-15, which states that citizens or taxpayers who wish to be heard or to address the chair shall state their name and address for the record. This doesn't say which address the person has to provide. So I asked for you to give your full address and the municipality that you're from, but the solicitor said that's not important. Here's the meat of the reply back from the solicitor. The issue is that this section and section 214 of the Home Rule Charter do not define citizen. However, section 214D says that it is an intent of the Home Rule Charter that all provisions of the Pennsylvania Sunshine Law shall be adhered to by council, including but not limited to open meeting and public notice. Reading the section and section 315 of the Administrative Code together, the solicitor interpreted the word citizen to be the citizens of the borough. Obviously, council has the right to allow people who are not citizens of the borough to also speak if they so desire. The Sunshine Law sets forth the minimum standard for whom must be permitted to speak. That's from our solicitor today, the 18th of August. That's my comment. Thank you.
All right, may I speak?
You may.
All right. I'm going to latch on to the last sentence that you read, that we have the ability to make our decision ourselves, that the written law is the minimum, the bare minimum, but we have the opportunity to decide how to interpret that bare minimum. Personally, I'm a little saddened by the fact that we are having this conversation regarding discriminating against people that live slightly outside of our 1.8 square miles. These people are our neighbors. They are our friends. They are patrons of our restaurants, our retail, our nonprofits, and other businesses. They support our other businesses. They pay taxes at our restaurants. They pay taxes at the pump for our liquid fuels that pays for our roadway improvements and other improvements. They share transportation with us. Their children go to school with our children. They all have a value to this borough and add value to this borough. And my belief is that they also can add value to this borough by coming to our meetings and in free form at any time when we have the opportunity, whether it's at the beginning or during, agenda items or what have you, they should have the same opportunity to comment. We don't have a problem. We don't have excessive commenting from people showing up at our meetings. If we did have a problem, maybe a different conversation, but we don't. So I do not agree with discriminating against people that live outside our 1.8 square miles. Now, on top of that, I do want to address a couple of comments that came up last week as I watched the meetings, because some of the comments and the concerns from my colleagues had to do with time. The concerns were that sometimes there are hot topics, I'll call them hot topics, where a number of people come to comment on things and it takes more time than the usual. There's, a few of them lined up. You said people lined up out the door for one thing. It was an agenda item. They didn't quite line up out the door. That was a little bit of a hyperbole. But nonetheless, there are some topics where there are a number of people that want to make a comment. So I say, let's just action our time boxing, which is what Patrick kind of alluded to earlier. We have rules in place.
As a member of this council, I am embarrassed that we are even having this conversation in the borough and that this body is really pushing this forward. Again, we are here to represent the people. We were elected by borough residents, but we are also the county seat. Our emergency services serve people outside of the borough. We nominate people to our committees outside of the borough so that we are representing folks not just in the borough, but our surrounding communities. I have been beside myself that we are having this conversation and that it is a topic on an agenda to allow people freedom of speech. What is going on?
Borough Council resolved to clarify the policy of who is able to speak during public comment by adding language similar to the language used by West Goshen Township as proposed by candidate for Borough Council Lisa Kearns. That language now includes citizens, taxpayers, and visitors to the borough. After the voting session, our own Kyle Hudson spoke with Borough Council Vice President and member of the Westchester Community Campus Committee, Nicole Shimoni, about their survey for bikes in the borough.
I'm Nicole Shimoni. I am the Vice President of Borough Council. I represent Ward 4. I'm also a member of the Westchester Community Campus Committee.
And tell us about your new initiative.
So this is an initiative from the Westchester Community Campus Committee. We were talking about the bike racks and students riding bikes and residents riding bikes and how we don't ride bikes the way we used to. I know when I was a student years ago, I rode my bike all over town, to my job in town, and down to South Campus and back, and to class and everything. And you don't see as much of that anymore. You see some of it, but not as much. And we were talking about, what are we missing, or what can we learn from those who want to ride their bikes around Westchester? So we came up with a survey, and we're putting it out and trying to get the word out everywhere to collect information about people who ride bikes, love to ride bikes, have loved ones that love to ride bikes. We want you to fill out this survey, give us feedback so we can improve bike riding around Westchester Borough. Not just bike riding, like where the bike racks are and different things like that. Where are you going and all that kind of information. So that's what we're looking for.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say about it?
No, just I hope that as many people as possible go and fill it out for us so that we can learn a lot and hopefully make some improvements for the better.
You can take the survey and share your thoughts about biking in the borough by clicking on the link down below or by going to west-chester.com. The annual Night of Light, an evening of remembrance and hope, is taking place next Wednesday the 27th at 6:30 p.m. Hosted by Chester County's Department of Drug and Alcohol Services, the ceremony is held to remember those that were lost to substance use disorders and to bring hope to those working towards long-term recovery. It will be held on the steps of the Chester County Historic Courthouse on Wednesday, and it will bring attention to International Overdose Awareness Day, which occurs on Sunday the 31st. There will be tables present with information on local resources, free naloxone kits, speakers, and a luminary ceremony. You can find out more about the event and also ways to help our neighbors who may be struggling with substance use disorders by heading over to chesco.org. And now, here's Emily with the weather.
Well, hey there, Bonita, and it's great to see you again, Westchester. I'm Emily Gaughan, here to walk you through your forecast for this weekend and beyond. Finishing up the week with Friday, we finally got some of the sun we've been craving for these last few weeks. The temps go up to 82 degrees with a low of 56 and a slight breeze. A little bit more breezy on Saturday when we go up to 84 degrees and down to 58. We've also got a full day of sun for our last Saturday of the summer. Sunday is when we see our little sample of Hurricane Erin. These are just some of the outermost bands, and there's no reason to panic. We'll likely see some localized flooding, and it'll be a little bit breezy, but ultimately the coast is going to get the brunt of it. That rain continues in through this week, all through Monday. It's going to pour down until dinner time, when it will fade out as quickly as it came in. Monday's temps are similar to the weekend, going up to 81 degrees and down to 62. Luckily, after our rain leaves for Monday, the rest of the week is beautiful and sunny. It will, however, feel closer to fall than summer. Tuesday and Wednesday are in the high 70s, with Thursday and Friday in the low 80s. It's a little bit breezier than we've had for the summer, which is either a sign of the season starting to change or that hurricane passing to our north. Either way, it's a very interesting week of weather. We've got sun, and then we're also going to get 2 days of rain. Keep your umbrella close and your sunscreen closer. Watch out for those flood alerts, Bonita. Back to you.
Thank you, Emily. Have you been looking around for something to do to bring your summer to a close? The Look Around Music and Arts Festival is an independent event started by Westchester locals Nikki DiGiorgio and Rob Perna, who perform as Onyx and Honey with the goal of, quote, creating an opportunity for all underrepresented artists, makers, and talent in our backyard. Now in its 4th year, the Look Around Music and Arts Festival has expanded to a 3-day camping festival. You can find live music, vendors, food trucks, art, collabs, and more starting today and ending on Sunday the 24th. The Look Around Music and Arts Festival is now located at 35 Loxley Road in Glen Mills, and you can purchase tickets at lookaroundfestival.com. Don't forget to bring your camping gear. We look forward to seeing you there. And lastly, for all of our university students who are coming back into town, Westchester University's Welcome Week started yesterday and has been showing all of our new and returning students the perks of being a Ram. Whether you're coming in fresh or returning, come see how much our borough has grown over the summer. The event boasts exclusive student discounts, including places to eat, shop, snap photos, volunteer, and visit iconic Westchester locations. As a Westchester University student, you are part of the Westchester community. So let me officially say to you all, welcome to Westchester. We're happy to have you here. Now, for those who don't know, money spent in the borough, especially Rambucks, stay in the borough. So don't forget to bring your Rambucks. If you need a refresher on the Welcome Week activities, you can find out more by clicking the link in the description below. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. Thanks to your continued support, our team has grown and we look forward to bringing you even more coverage. With our friends at Alliance Space, we can take our project to the next level. However, in order to keep this show ad-free, we will need your help. If you appreciate what we do, please consider becoming a supporter on Patreon, liking and sharing us on Facebook, and subscribing on YouTube. It's the easiest way to support us and help us bring you the news. And if you'd like to listen to our show via podcast, you can find us on SoundCloud. Finally, if you have a news tip, an event you'd like us to cover, or just want to say hi, you can reach us via email at westchesterchronicle@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Our program is produced by Crimson Planet Media, recorded at Alliance Space here in downtown Westchester, and our music is by Doug Keller. As always, we want to thank you for your time, and we hope to see you soon. Until then, I'm Bonita with the Westchester Chronicle.